Hey, it's me, MLB. Here's chapter 40 of Rapid Fate Online, and this one's titled Preparation. Butterfly filled you in on what Anarchy Lord had said to him and told you that he had 2 days to prepare for the duel on level 15. I'd like to make it to level 15 by tomorrow if possible, he said as you both hopped back onto the wagon and headed for level 12 to stay the night. That way I can grind and hone my skills for a day in preparation for the fight. I hear you said. But I don't think this hacker programmer dude with a complex is going to be playing fair. He's been creating ways for monsters to attack people on lower levels. What's to say that he's not going to give himself some kind of power boost so that he's OP? Butterfly thought silently for a bit, then smiled at you. But I have a weapon that he doesn't have, he said with a cheeky chuckle. You do? You asked with excitement. What is it? You, he replied happily. If I have you with me, there's no way I can lose. It was at that point you dropped all of your uwu and clutched at your heart to stop it from melting right out of your chest. Butterfly, you're just way too sweet. I can't. He leaned over and kissed you on the side of your forehead. It's the truth though, On. I feel like I can do anything as long as I have you with me. Butterfly, I think I'm about to pass out. I'm having a hyperglycemic attack from your sweetness. You've given me diabetes. Oh, I'm so sorry, On. I didn't know I could do... I'm joking, you replied with a chuckle. But thank you, you're adorable. I'll always be here for you. You kissed him on the cheek. You made it steadily through level 12 and got a very nice room for the night, then lay down on the bed to chat for a bit. It was still early and neither of you wanted to log out just yet, so you passed the time together. Chatting led to caressing, and caressing led to little kisses and slightly more wandering hands, with you being the one to guide Butterfly's hesitant moves. You can touch me wherever you want to, Butterfly, you whispered into his ear. I'm just new to this, he whispered back. I don't want to do anything wrong. You won't do anything wrong, I promise, you replied. You're too gentle. You'll be fine. You leaned in and locked lips with him again, as your hands ran over his sides and back, making their way down to his backside, and he mirrored your moves gingerly, when suddenly he stopped. I'm sorry, On. I better go. I'll see you at school tomorrow, he mumbled with embarrassment, and then quickly opened his menu and logged out. That was sudden, you thought as you lay there still in the embrace of his empty avatar. Oh well, guess it's late. I better go too. Tamaki awoke in his bed and jolted upright, looking down at his pants immediately, still with the nerve gear headset on. A very obvious bulge met his eyes, and he sighed with relief when he saw that his pants didn't have a wet patch on them. At least I didn't. He blushed at the thought. The next day at school you gave him a big smile as you entered the classroom. Hey Tamaki, you greeted cheerfully as you walked over to his desk. Hi Yin, he replied bashfully. I'm sorry about leaving so quickly yesterday. Nah, don't worry about it, he said happily. You're okay though, right? He nodded. I'm fine. He looked down at his desk, his hands falling into his lap as he stared at the wooden top. Okay, you said slightly curiously. Well, I have something for you after school today, so meet me at my locker after the last class, alright? Sure, he said as he looked back up at you and gave you the tiniest little smile. After last class, you quickly went to your locker and waited for Tamaki. Slowly everyone started to leave from around you and the locker room became more and more empty. Soon you heard a noise to your right and looked over in time to see Tamaki, who had just popped his head around the corner of the lockers and was looking sheepishly at you. You laughed. You don't need to hide, silly. Come over here. He pushed his hands into his pockets and quickly walked over to you, his head down, as he approached you. What did you have for me? He asked as he glanced at your face. You stepped back and leaned against the locker, and he stepped closer to you. Close your eyes, you directed, and he followed your order. Quickly you slipped your hand into your locker and pulled out a pair of fox ears on a headband that you'd picked up from the variety store on your way to school that morning, and then put them on your head. Okay, you can open your eyes now, he said excitedly. Tamaki opened his eyes slowly and they shot wide open when he saw what you had on your head. Yin, you have fox ears, he squeaked. Do you like them? You asked with a grin. He nodded furiously, a blush covering his cheeks and travelling right up to his ears. I love them, he whispered. You giggled and reached out to take his tie, giving it a firm tug to get him to step closer to you. Naturally, he stumbled forwards and put an arm out to stop himself falling onto you. inadvertently doing a cabadon against the locker behind you. "Ooh, I like it when you do that," you said cheekily. I didn't mean to. I just lost my balance and... "No more excuses now, Tamaki. Kiss me," you said forwardly, a mischievous look in your eye. He leaned in, one hand still on the locker beside your head and the other in his pocket. Having kissed you a number of times in RFO, he was starting to get more confident, and you let go of his tie and wrapped your arms around his neck to deepen the kiss. "That's a good luck kiss for your duel tomorrow afternoon with Anarchy," you said once you had pulled away from his lips. "There's no way I can lose now, with all that luck backing me," Tamaki said softly as he shifted slightly in place and tried to adjust himself discreetly with his hand that was still in his pocket. "We definitely need to do something about how easily excitable you are, though," you chided playfully, tapping him on the nose with your index finger. "I find you very attractive, Yin, with and without the fox ears. I just can't help it." "I'm not complaining," you replied happily, giving him a hug. And there ends Chapter 40. Stay tuned for Chapter 41.